Welcome to the uh, Holistic Equine Academy of Lymphedema. I'm Teresa Mueller, and today is Thursday, August 20th, 2026. And today we're going to be, this is the culmination after 8 weeks. Can you believe it? This is the eighth week, Kate. Uh, and it's your path forward, the curriculum and the tuition. This is an information session. This is just to bring awareness so people can get closure about what it costs, what the program is, what do I have to do, and then so this way you can make an informed decision about what your next course of action is. Okay? And here we go. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. So the professional level, there are three things. We have three courses, and everyone builds upon the other. The connective tissue is uh, is 197 with the three CEUs. Then we do the grooming technique at four CEUs and 630. I'm going to go into each of these in more detail. And then the equine lymphatic drainage at 899 for 16. So sometimes it could take anywhere from 6 months to 9 months to when you do your homework. It all depends on your schedule and, traveling and all that kind of thing. So we left that open for that. So here we go. All right. Why the lymphatic foundation matters. First of all, I'll give you a little history. Dr. Vada was the father of manual lymph drainage. He lived to almost like 100. I think he was like 98, 99 when he passed, Kate. And everything in his compendium is about connective tissue. Everything. And for the life of me, I could never figure out, and of taking the MLD classes that I had, nobody ever talked about it. And that was upsetting because we were missing a very critical piece of understanding what has happened just below the surface here. So I made it my point to honor him. Number one, to honor him. Number two is because it belongs here. So we got two things going. So what we did, we explained the loose and dense connective tissue and how it relates to the lymph system. And then we connects the flows and the lymphatic components to the equine function. So that's what it is. And it's a 3 hour course. It also goes over the anatomy and phys of the equine lymphatic system in there. So that's why the first course is a prerequisite. We need the foundations. The other thing is, as I mentioned on Tuesday, as an equine lymphatic therapist, you're going to run into situations where nobody has any answers. We don't know nothing. All we know, the horse has this problem, and all the tests come back, they're inconclusive and you're looking for things. So I always found this so helpful, Kate. And one of the things that I found helpful was to go back to my foundational principles. What am I looking at? I'm looking at the connective tissue. I'm looking at um the how it's operating, what's going on in this space, and I go back to that and see how is it connected to the lymphatic system and what this horse is experiencing. And when I try to look for patterns, the patterns, we're not looking for a diagnosis, we're looking for patterns. So, and that to me becomes really, really important when you come across something that we don't even have a diagnosis. But, like with Tia's horse, 19 practitioners and 4 years and buku bucks that were spent, and this horse had a congested lymphatic system. So I don't know what pathogens this poor horse got. He was the one that was in the stall and they had a major flood and it flooded and they had dead rats in it. And the horses were in standing water with dead rats and all kinds of fecal matter, chemicals, and whatever. And he got exposed to it. We don't know what he got exposed to, but whatever it was, it definitely caused lymphatic congestion. And and then once she did the grooming technique, everything cleared up. So we had to go back to basics. Really, let's take a look at what's happening. So that's why I think this foundation is so critical. All right, so here is where the introduction to connective tissue and the lymph system. It's on an e-learning platform. We don't do it. I used to do the webinars all the time. We don't do it anymore. It's three CEOs. It takes about 3 hours, and that is a 197. This is the first prerequisite because you really need to understand the relationship between the loose and the dead connective tissue in the lymphatic system. And it's essential to understand how it impacts the equine lymphatic flow, the components, and its functions. So that is what that course entails. So when you get finished with this one, you're going to have some basic fundamental understanding of the anatomy and phys. And now we can take that anatomy and phys and give it to the grooming technique. And this is an online skill course that teaches the lymphatic assessment, and it's a simple professional grooming tech strokes. You know, there's only two, the spiral and the circle, and it's a video based evaluation before you come to the in-class session. So you have two videos to do. So here's the first, as a practitioner, you do the first video, maybe after you just started learning it, and I'll tell you why it becomes important, Kate, because the most important thing in MLD is where's your hands. And everybody thinks their hands are in the right place, but here's what happens. And we're just human. And I get it because I've done it myself. So when you do the grooming technique, you're so busy worrying about saying the right words and following the flow, you think your hands are in the right place when they are not. And the only way you can prove it to somebody is to show them. This is what the video says. This is where your hands are. This is what you're talking about over here. And it's not matching up. So the reason that we do it at the beginning is I want to stop any bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. No sense doing the video at the end and say, oh, you have to make this adjustment. That has no value, Kate, whatsoever. So
Yeah.
if you do it early on, okay, if I can see differences, I can help you now. So when you do your final video on your horse, you're number one, you're more relaxed. You've done it enough times to feel more confident. You're more conscientious where your hands are. All right. And it just flows a lot easier. So the whole purpose of doing the two videos is just to help you see yourself where your hand placement is, because when you come to manual lymph drainage, your hands, the placement of your hands is everything. Everything, Kate. So that's why I'd rather nip it in the bud. Let's develop good habits and good placement skills before we go into the MLD. And that can take 1 to 2 months, depending on what your schedule is, your videoing or whatever. What we do is I send out Laura Smith has been helping me out with the grooming technique evaluation. Um, so she goes over it and she'll contact you or a student and go over it, and then that's how we do it. But here's people are funny. They save the two videos for the last and they send everything in at once. There's no value to that. The value is you're learning it now. Let me see where your hands are. Let me see your body mechanics. Let me watch the horse interact with you. And then we can fix it. And then when you finish your final, you'll be proud of what you've done because that's going to prepare you to do the MLD. Any questions?
Nope.
So, what are the skills that come out of this? First, you're going to learn how to assess. That's important. You do the seat. I don't know if you've done it yet, but the See, Touch, and Assess is free. It's in the lymphatic library that we have on our website. Have you visited that?
I think I have.
Okay, good. And I would definitely do that with Wilma, especially in those hind quarter legs where she swells up.
Mm-hmm.
I would do like a before and after, whatever. You figure it out, you'll know. But I love doing that because we lost our horse Tom in June to colic. And one of the things that I did was the see, touch, and assess immediately. And I could follow where he was filling up with fluid. Okay, it started from the rear and it moved to the front.
Mm-hmm.
So in Tia's horse, he was compromised in the front and it moved to the back. So you're a practitioner. These are the things that you want to conscientiously be aware of. Which way is getting filled up first? So that becomes very important. So that's why you submit the the videos to demonstrate. Let's get our hand placement. Get ready to work on the MLD piece. And this way, when you come to class, you're more concerned about the sequence and not where your hands are because you know pretty much where your hands are going to go because it's very, very similar. In some cases, it's exact. So the class will be fun. It'll be more relaxing and try to comprehend everything in in one day. And also your strokes. Remember, you use the brush, which is a spiral and a circle. Well, MLD has 6 strokes, and you need to know what strokes to use where. So the time in class is going to be focusing on MLD on your strokes and your sequences, and that's what prepares you for the next section, and that is the fundamentals. And it's a 2 day in-class session, and it focuses on the hands-on skills, the strokes, the massage sequence for the head, the front, and the hind quarter. It's a 2 day session, and we have the prerequisites for the introduction to connective tissue, and then the grooming technique, and that's 16 CEUs. And that's $8.99. For those people who are going to do a bundle, we can give them a discount. So I would have to know who wants to do a bundle. All right. So the first thing, the the course 3 has hands-on outcomes, and this is what it is. You're going to learn the essentials of manual lymph drainage. It's very rhythmical and it's very slow. Where the technique can be very slow, it could be very fast. We have 6 strokes, grooming has 2. And you're going to master the 3 sequences because sometimes maybe you only need to work the head or the front end, or when you work the hind, you work the whole body. But I don't personally, for me, I mean, as a human being, I want my whole body worked. Don't just work my arm or my leg. That doesn't suit me. But I know it's a horse. And it's funny. I got to share this with you. I've got goats and I have 4 boys. They're withers. So I go out and feed, load up the hay, and and it's just a habit I developed. So when they go to the feed bag to eat, I give them a rub down. Now one of the goats comes up to me, he stands down. He's waiting for his massage. I can't believe this. I created monsters because I go in there and he did that yesterday morning, was it, or the day before, whatever. I'm standing and he's just waiting. Are you going to touch me? Are you going to touch me? And he just stands there. It's hilarious. They're, they're funny. Even goats like massage. All my goats pretty much like it. So what we really consider this is a total investment. So the total investment that you're looking at is 1726. So that is, so you get an online evaluation and you have a 2 day in-day class. And that's where all the pieces of the puzzle come together because now you've had time to integrate the connective tissue, the system, and the grooming technique. So when the time you're not overwhelmed by all this stuff. And you say, well, I don't know what I learned. I learned a lot, but I can't tell you a thing. And that happens in class. They're throwing so much at you at once. You all of a sudden your mind just shuts down. You heard it, but you don't have any retention. Have you ever experienced that?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you experience it in corporate when you're in a conference room sometimes, or they're giving a presentation. Am I right? Or whatever it is that they're doing. So that's that is one of the reasons why I built it to give people space to integrate what they're learning and to put it into practical use. So when you complete the course, you're ready to hit the road. because you already did the grooming technique. You saw the impact that the lymphatic system has. Now you're ready to go, and it's not a confidence issue anymore. Yeah, you finish a class. I know I learned a lot, but I don't know how I'm going to integrate this because so this becomes a very smooth transition.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing that we do have, I'm an educational provider for both the National Certification Board for Therapeutic Massage, known as NCBTMB, and I'm part of NEPCAM, the National Board of Certification for Animal Acupressure and Massage. So my courses are are both certified for that. So anyone who needs that accreditation, that's what they get on their diploma. So the next step is sign up for, um, I want to make sure who's coming to the table, Kate. I want to make sure we're all on the same page because when two are at the table, we can knock the world out. Because, there's a lot of horses in your area that need
Yeah.
help, Kate. A lot,
Mm-hmm.
quite a few. And, it's just I really just want to know what your desire is. What is it that you want to accomplish? What legacy do you want to leave when you leave this planet? Because one day we're all going to leave.
Yeah.
What do you want to be remembered by? You know, did you make the world a better place? That's me. I want to leave it better than what I found it.
Yeah.
And ends that ends it. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So, what are your plans for the future for this? Because right now you're a horse owner.
Right. Um, I need to finish the grooming technique that I started because I never did send you those videos. Um,
I don't think you signed I think you signed up as a what did you sign up as as a
as a
professional?
yes.
So
Yeah.
you took the connective tissue class?
Yep, that one's done.
All right, then you did. Yeah, then you have to do the videos.
Yep. So, I mean, I had the instruction booklet because I started it before you switched over to the new
Yeah.
system. Um, so I need to complete that, and then yes, I do want to go on with the MLD. Um,
You'll have a lot of use for it where you are, honey. What kind of horses what are the horses in your area?
we have a lot of everything. I mean, we have Western pleasure show horses, we have rodeo horses, barrel horses, trail backyard trail riding horses. So there's everything here. Um, there's some draft horses, not a huge amount. The one farm that had a show team has they've passed on and retired and sold all the Belgians, but there's Amish not too far from me, about an hour, 45 minutes. Um, so yes, there's a huge hole here with lots of horses, and like when I reached out to you with Wilma, there's nobody here to do it. And my probably 5-year goal is I would really like to open my own rehab facility.
Good for
Um,
you.
so my niece is going to school for for chiropractic, and she said that she's gonna learn the animal also. Um, she still has 1 year of undergrad, and then I think next year she'll start at the chiropractic school. So I'm like, you and I can go in together.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, that's so yes, I just need to get this finished up and then come to the MLD course. Um,
Well, I'm going to try to
what?
get the 2027 scheduled out so you can plan it.
Okay.
All right, because the last one is for in November of this year, so you won't be ready for that.
No, I won't be ready for that. Yeah.
We always could think of maybe I don't know if you want to think about sponsoring a class where you are too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how many equine massage therapists are out there.
There are quite a few in my area. Um, because we have a school that's only about 2 hours from here, Northeast Indiana massage um, and equine rehab is just about 2 hours. So there are a lot of girls that keep going down there, which is where I had went to learn my massage. Um, and they come back, and it seems like a lot of them get a PEMF machine, and then that's the way they go.
Well,
Um,
let me tell you, you have to be careful with the PEMF machine. I
mhm.
don't, everybody thinks technology. Let me tell you, you better clear those, you got to congest it off like Tia had on Stetson, and you put that machine on them, you're going to kill them
Yeah.
because you need to open the node, you got to open the drain. It's like cleaning
Mhm.
your kitchen sink out of the dinner dishes debris and
Yeah.
before it backs up. And they don't do that. Somebody did something with, was it cryotherapy? I don't know. It was somewhere in Colorado. I think it was the PEMF machine. She bought some sort of machine and
Hmm.
she thought she was just going to go and just blow it away. And I'm going to work wonders on these horses. She didn't have a clue. That horse's leg broke down and they had to euthanize him.
Mm.
And it was very, very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, Wilma does not like that unless I open her up first. And that's why, is because that fluid's trying to move, but there's nowhere to go. The road's closed.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Right.
So,
That's good. That's good. So, you have anything else you'd like to contribute, my dear?
um, I don't think so.
Well, if you ever wanted to do put a talk together to get interest in your area, we can do a webinar. We don't have to come out there. We could
Okay.
do something certainly like this,
Yeah.
and I'd be more than happy to do that. You
Yeah.
know, if you've got a lot of people in your area that would, and this makes travel expenses even less for everybody. So
Yeah.
that may be something that you may want to consider for 2027.
Okay.
And it could be in the fall, it doesn't matter, whatever you feel
Yeah.
comfortable with.
Yeah.
So we would have plenty of time to plan it.
Okay.
All right, my dear, I'm going to let you go. You have any other questions?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right. Mhm.
Well, I guess so. If I go ahead and take those videos, do I just need to email them to you, or how?
You're going to email to me and I'll forward them over to Lorna and she'll do it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. But do one first. And here's what I'll tell
Yeah.
you. Do the first one first. Wait till you get the feedback
Mm-hmm.
because then you know, oh, maybe my hand was this, whatever it is. And then
Yeah.
when you do the final one, that's how we measure whether you grew or not. Well,
Yeah.
you did this the first time. Now you've learned something and you accomplished something. That's all that is. It's
Yeah.
just working not to perfection, but to excellence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It seems like I think my hardest part is coming up that back leg.
It's always people have that. Yeah, what I can do with you, if you'd like, we can certainly do WhatsApp or I have an iPhone. What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Okay, that works good because then if you want, we could do a call together and you
Okay.
can show me what you're doing and I'll tell you if it's right or not.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All
I'll
right.
take videos first and I'll email them to you.
Before you do the email, just let's do that call
Okay.
first
Okay.
before you even do the video.
Okay.
I would rather have you have it done correctly when you do the first video than wait to say, you know what, we're working backwards.
Okay.
Because if you're not sure of the hind quarter, let me know. Let's review it, and
Mm-hmm.
then you'll be good to go do your videos.
Okay. All right.
How's
That will
that?
work. That will work.
All right, because it's all about success. That's what we want to breed. That's what I want is success for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this has such huge potential. I'm 3 hours from Lancaster, PA.
Okay.
And there's a lovely, large, one of the largest Amish
Oh yeah.
areas in the area. Yeah, but I can't go out there. I need somebody who lives in that area to really
Mhm.
help me promote it. But there's only so many hours a day, and there's only so many people.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
they're the ones that are always turning the horses into the kill pen.
Oh
I
yeah.
know, I know.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people do. It's not just the Amish, and
Right.
not that I'm defending them. It's just they don't know how to manage it either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you've got a lot of people who put that horse into the kill pen because the leg is so large. I don't know what to do because the vet tells me there's nothing I can do. So let him go or let her go, whatever.
Yeah.
And and it's very sad because so many of these horses could be so productive. Once
Yeah.
you get it under control, they're no different than any other horse.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So
Yeah.
I'll end the
Okay.
call and I have a good evening and I'm so glad you joined me tonight.
Yeah, me too.
All right, stay in touch because just stay tuned because we're going to do one on CPL. That might be of real interest to you. I think you met Kerry on the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to her today, so we've got something on the calendar. I got to put it together. And
Okay.
then and it's going to be open to everybody. So definitely do that. All
Okay.
right, my dear, you have a good evening
All right.
and keep me posted.
I will. All right.
And
Thank
then
you.
schedule the call with me for the WhatsApp, I mean, on the iPhone, so I can help you out.
Okay.
All right. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Yep. Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Bye.